Here's the cross member I made, and here's a new motor mount or transmission mount, and it needs to go in there, but it needs to be higher to fill the gap between the transmission and where this cross member sits in the frame. To do that, I'm going to take a piece of steel here. Okay, I'll put about a 45 on there. I don't know if you can see it. We got a 45 mark there and a line across the top where it goes. Then we take the transmission mount, set it inside this line, make a mark over here, put the square on there, line her up. Okay, so we'll cut this chunk out here, and then it will sit on top of the cross member here. That will go there. We're at the chop saw, got a new blade in there, and we'll cut out our tranny mount. Well, like I said last time, I just set the angle, and I just eyeball down the blade on my line. And I just hold the piece of metal in by hand and cut it. Sand off the sharp edges and mark some holes. Okay, I'm just going to center the mount on top, side to side, front to rear. And I'm just using a scratch awl to mark the holes. Now on the bottom, out on these corners, I've got to drill holes here and here, and then those will allow me to bolt this to this. And I'll just use this hole as a template. The hole here, hole marked here, here, and here. Now I'll center punch those and we'll drill some holes. And I just kind of eyeball it and lightly tap it at first. That way I can move it around if I'm not quite in the center. I don't know if you can tell, but see, it took me 3 shots to find the center. to put a crater in there so that your drill bit can have something to catch. These don't have to be perfect. It's not rocket science. Going to make the holes a little bit big anyway, so that when you install the transmission, the mount, and all the different pieces, you can kind of wiggle them around and get everything lined up before you tighten down the bolts. All right, let's go drill some holes. So you may have noticed that I was holding the motor mount, the transmission mount, this way, when in actuality it needs to go this way. These studs go down through here. So I will remark some things and fix it. Okay, I've recut this a little shorter. Now I've got to measure the center to center between these two studs. Okay, now I'll drill some holes. Okay, so I'm drilling the top holes, and I've got my drill bit set so where I can just barely get my piece in there. And then when I drill through, I'm going to go all the way down through the bottom of this. And the reason for that is then I'll enlarge this hole bigger, and then I can put a socket through there to tighten up the nut on the bottom of this stud from the transmission mount. Alright, now we need to drill the holes here and here. Now, you may have noticed that I drill some holes without clamping. So before you guys start whining, I'll tell you that I keep my belt tension really loose on this drill. So if it catches, the belt just slips. Most of the time.